Here again, we are joined by our leadership. I'll give her a platform to introduce herself and also tell us which department they are coming from, and also tell us why are we here today. Leadership, welcome.
Thank you. I'm mohlare, the national chairperson of COSATU Young Workers in South Africa. I'm a shop steward of Nehau, coming from Limpopo province, but now I'm leading the national structure. I'm an employee in Department of Health at Tambo Hospital.
Leadership, I also asked you to tell us why are we here today.
The purpose of today is because of the foundation and the fight that the struggle that they brought on June 16, 1976, the students were against the apartheid regime. And we feel that as today we must celebrate their efforts because the struggle that they were in today, we had the information of COSATU Young Workers and everyone that contributed to our life. Today we're bearing the fruits of their struggles. More than 1,000 young people were lost their lives. Student learners were lost their lives into the apartheid. And that struggle is taking even a year to achieve where we are today. That's why the reason that we have to celebrate. Because this day was one fruit blood shed on the street of Soweto.
Yes. Okay, I'll also like you to give a message to the future youth that is growing right now. What would you like to say to them?
You know, we are in a country where there's a lot of challenges.
Yes.
Youth are no longer having trust into the government that is leading now. They lost hope. Where we're sitting around the 50-60 something percentage of youth in the entire country who are unemployed. We're looking at the status of the graduates. It's too hard, the price is too hard. And those people, there's lost hope to say, are we going to be in the future? Look at the pandemic, what has happened. As COSATU, we have lost more than 1 million young people who lost their jobs in terms of the pandemic crisis. And now, in terms of eradicating and coming back to workplaces, it's difficult. And what we need to say to the people that are in South Africa, the young people, and youth in general, is to say a hope must be there. It's not ready for us to leave the baton. If you can look and refer to the youth of 1976, it was difficult to say, let's call it off. The apartheid, you're going to fight it on ourselves. They fought, and today we're speaking, the African language is no longer compulsory. It's on your own choice. Now you can look into KZN. They introduce these things of responding to your own language. That is responding to isiZulu. For that even thing, and you can look at that thing. It's changing the perspective of education. Our education system is not addressing the issue of labor market and the current expenditure. And those are the things that we need to change. And we're calling the private sectors, those who are owning the means of productions, to come and invest on the economic system, which we can address the gap of market system to the young people of this country. So they must come and invest into the training and upskilling and reskilling. If you can look into the pandemic, like yourself in the media, now we are dealing with the freelancers. You are no longer permanent employees of the state. And that is the call that we need to call into, to say, if I'm a media person and you're just going to make them as a freelancers on a contractual basis, as in COSATU, we believe that we need a decent job. You must find yourself that you afford to have a medical aid. You must have a contribution to your pension fund, and the employer must have a security job. And the future of work must always be. And this is what we want to create. Today we'll be celebrating, but into my call, our struggles are too much, and now is the right time that we need to defend that. The history is not us, but the current must teach us and move us forward.
Let me thank you, leadership, for the message, and also thank you for your presence.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the interview. To say all the young people in South Africa, don't lose hope. We must fight for our space. We must fight for what we believe in. We must be employable. And I know that most of the young people in South Africa, part of being employable, they are even affordable. In terms of the business SOEs, everyone, please invest it. We have NYGS. If you can look into the Mahabani village, where is the rural areas, and ask one particular young person, do you know where the NYGA is? Where is the ES programs? Where is the small business contributing? What is it the smelters are contributing? The simple here. What is it getting back? You will find that particular young person doesn't have that information. The information must be accessible. And that's why we're saying when we access jobs, we want to put that there must be data-less free. So that when there's a job somewhere in municipality or in government, it's difficult for a young person that you live here, you look for more than 10 years, you do copies, not your own mind, you travel and then you not get appointed. It must be free basis in terms of when you go to the access in the internet. It must be free basis so that we can be able to access that from the department.